Now, it's surprising that the Senate adjourned for failing to form a quorum today because, according to reports, the senators have in the past held plenaries without a quorum. An investigation published by a newspaper in 2017 showed that for many days, plenaries started with far lower number of lawmakers than 36. A total of 18 senators were present in October 24, 2017, 33 present on October the 25th. And on the second day of October of 26th, 15 lawmakers held plenary. Now, this count was based on a count conducted after the Senate president had said the prayer. The investigation revealed that for most of the days in the 3 weeks a time record was kept, the lawmakers started plenary without forming a quorum. And we have Femi Akande joining us now from Abuja to give us situation report on the postponement of plenary at the Senate. Hello, Femi. Now, tell us what made the lawmakers to decide not to adjourn because they didn't form a quorum. Who pays for the period they will be away?
Well, the period they will be away is to attend to oversight functions. You know, they also suspended plenary for a week to attend to oversight functions, but as it is, they have not been able to conclude on their oversight functions. And of course, those oversight functions is to help in the performance of the 2018 national budget. And it's because they are yet to conclude oversight functions that the Senate president decided to suspend plenary after a motion was raised by a member of the Senate, calling the attention of the Senate that the members present are not up to 1/3 of the 109 senators, and by that they cannot form a quorum. So this motion was seconded by the Deputy Senate President, aka Quorum Madu, and then they were allowed to suspend plenary. But another thing in forming a quorum is that a member of the Senate, be it the Senate or the House of Representatives, will have to raise an objection. According to the Constitution, Chapter 5, Part 1, Section 54, it says, if objection is taken by any member of the Senate or the House of Representatives present, that there are present in the House of which he is a member fewer than 1/3 of all the members of that House, and that means the House is not competent to transact business. An objection will have to be raised first by a member. So in other cases where they didn't form a quorum and carried out plenary, I want to believe that that is because no objection was raised by any member of the House. Well, constitutional lawyers will have to chew on this, but the Constitution here says that if a member raises an objection, that is when the presiding officer will then do a head count and determine whether to suspend plenary.
All right, Femi, we know what the paper says, we know what the Constitution says, but that's not what the matter seem to be right now in the Senate. From reports that we got, some of them are in their local places, in their rural areas, in their constituency, firming up their ambition, their electoral ambition. Does that have anything to do with what we're saying? Not just on the face value, but beyond what we're seeing physically?
Well, you could also be correct to say some of them, of course, are already in campaign mode, even though campaigns have not yet started. It's going to start on the 18th of this month. But the Senate said that they are attending to oversight functions. But, you know, some of them are also doing finishing or trying to rush up their campaign plans ahead of when, their campaign strategy, I would say, ahead of when the campaigns will officially begin. But, you know, we can't for sure say if it's because of election or politicking that has kept them away from the floor of the Senate to carry out proceedings. And again, of course, they have so much on their plate. One major thing on their plate is the MTEF, that is the Medium-Term Expenditure Fund. This is meant to be a prelude to the 2019 national budget. This is yet to be considered by the Senate. So, and this is also delaying the presentation of the 2019 budget on the floor of the Senate. So it is believed that as soon as they resume plenary, because plenary was just suspended for one legislative week, as soon as they resume plenary next week, the top most of their agenda should be the MTEF, that is the medium-term expenditure fund, which is of urgent importance right now, because that is what the federal government is waiting for the Senate to consider it before the 2019 budget can finally be concluded and brought to the National Assembly.
All right, Femi, I wonder really how many lawmakers, senators are at this time actually involved in oversight functions. Did you ask any of them?
Well, we can't for sure say how many, because from what the Senate made us believe, that those that are absent today are attending to oversight functions. That is why they were not able to be present at today's sitting. But the few of them on ground also have some oversight functions to attend to. Some of them will have to travel this week to their various fields where they have different oversight functions to attend to. But we can't say for sure what other senators are up to. But the Senate wants us to believe that they are attending to oversight functions.
By now, most senators know if they are coming back to the House or not. Do you think they are just depressed, those who are not coming back?
I can't hear your question very well.
My question is, by now, most senators know if they have the ticket to return to the chamber or not. For those who don't have the ticket, some top shots really, do you think they are just depressed and just fed up?
Well, I wouldn't know for sure, because I know some of them are not pleased with the way the primaries panned out in their various constituencies, and some of them have expressed their displeasures. Even after the primaries, a lot of them had to jump ship, move from their party to other parties, of course, seeking for greener pastures, political greener pastures. But we won't know if it's because of the way they were treated by their parties. That is why they are not too committed, or showing that kind of commitment that Nigerians desire of them to attend to legislative matters.
And really, is there an assurance that these lawmakers would be able to form a quorum come November the 20th, since the Senate President practically urged his colleagues to ensure they conclude their oversight functions and resume on that day?
Yeah, it's an order by the presiding officer, the Senate President, for all committees to ensure they round up their oversight functions within a week and resume for plenary next week. So there are strong assurances that next week, when the next plenary, of course, resumes, they will be able to form a quorum and then attend to other matters of urgent national importance.
All right, I think we'll have to leave it there. Thank you, Femi Akande, for that update. We'll look forward to hearing from you as we have more news coming from that end.